Let's pretend that there is a story in the Book of Mormon, somewhere between Alma and Helaman, right in the middle of the war chapters. And the Lamanites have just gotten their fannies kicked, and they're out in their camp about 2 miles outside of the Nephite city, and they are whining, complaining because they have just lost another battle. They're bandaging their wounds and swearing oaths that they will win next time, even though they don't know how. Then one of their nerdy guys from their group goes out to the forest and comes back and says, "Hey Captain, I found this really cool plant. If we rub it in the water source of the Nephites, we can get them stoned." And the captain of the Lamanites says, "I don't know what that means, but let's try it." So they go over and they find the stream of water that goes down into the Nephite city, and they start rubbing this plant into the water source. Only a little bit though at a time, so that the Nephites can't tell the difference. In the meantime, Captain Moroni is down in the city with his men, marching them and having them do push-ups and sit-ups and throwing spears at each other, running laps, and getting all hot and sweaty, drinking the water. Well, about 5 days of this goes by, and the Lamanites decide it's time to attack, so they come charging down the side of the mountain. Charge! Captain Moroni turns to his people and says, "Charge!" And he looks behind him, and his men are all, "Let's do this, boss, bring it." Well, it's kind of a funny story unless you think in terms of what if you were one of those soldiers, and for 5 years you've been training to make sure you can keep your wife and your children safe, and then you realize that without even knowing it, you're somehow lost your capacity to fight something off. Can you imagine how that story is going to end? The Lamanites are going to come in, they're going to take out the men, and then who knows what they're going to do to the women and children. What if the Captain Moroni tells his men to fight harder? Is that going to make a difference? No. What if he tells his men to fight smarter? Will that make a difference? No. What if he says, "Sing a hymn, quote a scripture"? Well, when you've had your the brain's functioning chemically altered, you lose your ability to do the things that you're naturally good at. After 7,000 years of practice, Satan has figured out how to distort our people. Our bishops and stake presidents asked me, "Why are these men who are well trained still losing battles?" And I explained to them they're losing battles because Satan has figured out how to get them stoned, and they are no longer able to use the natural healthy functions of their brain when they're under satanic attack.